Audio check. Hello everyone, I'm Ausyellow, and welcome back to Formula PAW, either the end of the triple header. I don't know what that noise was. Either the end of the triple header, or it will just continue going on, I guess. This will be a race, most likely, full of crashes. Pero Sebastian Vettel shall be starting in last place, and we are going to Circuit de Monte Carlo in Monaco. I also need to do the setup. Monaco. Monte Carlo, there we are. Right. Fernando Alonso is in pole position, followed by Tuxedo Noki. Ooh. And I know that is the setup that I use. But for the drivers, this needs to become minus 15. That's just how it works. Okay. Bearing in mind, Nigel Barksdale went from 21st to 8th last race. Anyway, we have Fernando Alonso, followed by Tuxedo Noki, Michael Schumacher, Bark Lauder, Nelson Pupkett, Willow Wolf, Jake Villeneuve, Max Verstappen, Macho Gatto, Sally Snowball, Oliver Behrman, Kitty Softpaws, Goldie Iris, Phoebe Fittipaldi, Whisper Wolf on soft tyres this time, Purton Senna, Angel Frost, Alain Prost, Lewis Ham, Roxy Tundra, Nigel Barksdale, and then Sebastian Vettel. Right, spectate, thank you. Right, why is my computer loading something? I don't want it to load anything. Oh god. And it is lights out and away we go. Fernando Alonso gets away well and has soft tyres as well, so should get away quite nicely. As we go into the first few corners, 5-second time penalty for Angel Frost for causing a collision, and that is a car going backwards. That was Alain Prost, who sort of had some incident in the first corner, appeared to have spun round or something like that. Yellow flag came out for a moment. Hang on, let me enable safety car. And then there we have it. Down through the Monaco hairpin. 5-second time penalty to Purton Senna. And who was that in the wall? That looked like Angel Frost. Collision with the wall and then sort of started to scrape the barrier. There's Nigel Barksdale on the inside of Lewis Ham. Here's Fernando Alonso. Quite far ahead in a comfortable lead. Going into, I believe, that swimming pool. I'm not 100% sure of all of the names. Now into Raskas. 5-second time penalty to Roxy Tundra around the new Volkswagen. Or is that Roxy Tundra? Because Purton Senna had some issue there. Sort of going backwards for a moment. As we head on to the second lap. I'm not surprised, because this track is incredibly difficult. And a yellow flag in the third sector. So many drivers are going into the pits. I think that was Purton. No, not so many drivers are going into the pits. Purton Senna's gone into the pits after crashing into what seemed like the pit wall there. And bringing out the yellow flag, changing for medium tyres. I know how infamous this track is, but I think that there was one time I went from last to first somehow. 5-second time penalty for Nigel Barksdale for causing some collision somewhere. That might have been with Sebastian Vettel, who's right behind Nigel Barksdale. And there's Nelson Pupkett into the Raskas. And Fernando Alonso sets the fastest lap at 1:02. I think whenever I pull out a fastest lap that I know is really special, it is really, really fast around here. Because I managed to beat Lewis Ham's fastest lap in Singapore. Sebastian Vettel sets the fastest lap of 1:01. I beat Lewis Ham's fastest lap. His fastest lap was a 1:20. 1:20.816. My fastest lap previously was 1:21.9. I got it down to 121.4, and then somehow I did a 118.6 in Marina Bay, so that was pretty special there. And for Monaco, no exceptions, no ERS as well. This was an incredibly good lap of 57 seconds, 57.516 seconds. So, I mean, the fastest I've ever seen anyone go around here is my fastest lap, doing a 59-second lap, which was quite infuriating, but it is certainly possible for the AI to go round this track in under a minute. There goes Sebastian Vettel resetting fastest lap, 1 minute 1.3. So I think resetting fastest lap is going to be quite difficult for any of the drivers, and also the timing pylon is just completely busted around here because there's so many areas where races get so close to each other and then just get really far apart from each other, and there's no like switch in between. Fernando Alonso resets fastest lap, stealing it from Sebastian Vettel, going 1 minute dead, or 1 minute 0.83 seconds, or 81 seconds, I can't remember it exactly. Will Sebastian Vettel even respond to that across the finish line just then, I think? No, did not respond to that. But will this differential setup actually help Sebastian Vettel? Because this is the one time Sebastian Vettel is at the very back of the pack, and it is in the worst possible track of them all. But I mean, that being said, I think both the Renhouts are at the very back of the pack in Montreal, and that's going to do nothing there. And that right there is Willow Wolf, who's quite far behind Nelson Pupke, or at least unable to make an overtake, especially with a tyre difference. I think it was Nelson Pupke who actually rode the barriers around one of the... Like the car was at 45 degrees riding the barriers around one of the racing paws in the F1 theme, or f-paw theme video thing that I did. I will look into making more videos like that, making music in Minecraft, because I'm not good at music, but I do like music, and I do like making music in Minecraft. And that was a really cool camera angle there. I really wish we could have some more of that. Tuxedo Noki leading Bark Louder, who's going to get in really good quantity of points at the end of this race. But Tuxedo Noki is quite far behind Shoesnacker. Shoesnacker's had a very good 2 races back to back. After winning in Hungaroring from starting last, and then coming 4th in Baku with like no help whatsoever. This is Fernando Alonso right now. That is just incredible speed going around here, but I think that this track is definitely a showcase of how odd the AI drive, and how it seems like they have more grip, because when I'm racing around here I have to take slightly awkward lines, I do slightly awkward things as well, just to keep momentum through all of the corners, because it is incredibly difficult racing around this track. Pupke has widened the gap between himself and Lauda. That's due to the tyre difference. For some reason Willow is not able to capitalise on that, nor is Jake Villeneuve. I think Tuxedo Noki lost the 2nd place position on the first lap. And will the top 10 stay as they are? I'm not 100% sure about that, but as of right now it seems to be so. But who knows, there might be some crash later on, because I have seen that, especially when they all pit and some tyres are far more powerful than the others. That will definitely make for an interesting scenario, or interesting set of scenarios. Well, that looks like a pretty good shot as well. Yeah. We still don't have the static camera just looking over the whole of the hairpin there. And also, I'm not a fan of that hairpin. You press the throttle ever so slightly too hard, and you will instantly spin. And there's like nothing you can do about it. You also have the brake bias set awkwardly, and you won't be able to rotate the car enough, and will just hit the barriers and have to reverse. It is such an awful corner. But I think the highest gear I went round it was in third, maybe. I'm not 100% sure if... Here's Jake Villeneuve. Oh, he's in first. I can't get into first when I go around that corner, I don't think. Usually I'm in second most of the time. And there's Angel Frost. Previous race winner. Don't think Frost will have much of a chance this time. Frost and Iris started outside the points and got onto the podium. And that's incredibly special for Goldie Iris because of the skill level there. And look at this, the tyres are not doing... well, I mean, no one's been able to capitalise on the tyres yet, and there's no surprises there, but it is still technically possible for one of them to make some overtake. Why are we looking at a building? It is Max Verstappen, previous race pole sitter. Fernando Alonso currently in with a chance of getting the gold Grand Slam because of, well, a foreseeable first place finish. Currently he's led every single lap and has fastest lap and had pole position as well, so that will be a gold Grand Slam, which I think that's the first time that's ever loomed upon anyone. But the platinum, having overlapped everyone, I think is incredibly unlikely, especially for this pack. And some of the races are at least a majority of them are around Swimming Pool, New Vault Chicane, and Rascasse. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso's crossed the finish line, or start-finish line even. So it is a little bit of an awkward track. And here is Willow Wolf looking to fight Nelson Pupket. There is a DRS straight around here for some weird reason. It's on the start-finish straight, and that is Phoebe Fittipaldi to the inside line, and that is the first overtake, or at least first decent overtake we've seen, and Behrman fights back, and that is a yellow flag in the second sector. I think Phoebe Fittipaldi spun. The track is clear. I think Phoebe Fittipaldi's got a ghost car situation. I accidentally encountered one of them because somehow virtual safety car, and that is Angel Frost, who completely spun in the New Vault Chicane, taking Frost, herself out, and also Whisper. Virtual safety car is now in effect. Every single racer shall be as fast as each other. What's going on by the New Vault Chicane? Who is that? That is Nigel Barksall, who's spun somehow. Where's Sebastian Vettel, P18? Still behind Barksall for now. But, oh no, it's a formal safety car? Are you kidding me? Oh, goodness. The question is, will anyone pit? Roxy Tundra is in the pits, probably to damage. I don't understand why you would pit under the formal safety car. I'm calling it the formal safety car because it's not a virtual safety car and it's just going to waste our time. I have nothing to eat up here. So finish them Pringles. I finished them Pringles when watching Baku, I think it was. Either way, if we get another safety car. Should we just turn off the safety car, because safety cars are just so annoying. It takes so long to finish. I think 2 safety cars per race is the maximum we should tolerate, because that in itself is somewhere between 6 laps to 8 laps that just have no racing involved in them whatsoever, and it's just all of the cars following behind each other and behind a sort of buggy safety car. Let's actually go to Fernando Alonso, who's... Oh! We actually need to use the lapped cars overtake thing. There's Tundra. It is Phoebe Fittipaldi who's behind the safety car. Fittipaldi, Senna and Tundra. 2 Woofton Martins there will need to unlap themselves. This is the only time where lapped cars can overtake. And the problem with that is that it still doesn't work, because the lapped cars that are overtaking are sort of under virtual safety car conditions, or ever so slightly faster virtual safety car conditions, so they can't actually get around the whole track in time to catch up to the rear end of the pack. And now lapped cars can overtake. Let's watch how buggy this is. Fittipaldi got round nicely. They all did. So now they have to, it's under safety car conditions, but not directly behind the safety car. Now they have to go all the way around the track, which they certainly will not be able to do in time. Because, I mean, look at that. Sebastian Vettel, who's all the way over in Swimming Pool, I hope that this is the right name for the corner, or chicane even, is... going into Raskas now. Meanwhile, the virtual safety car is around the Monaco hairpin. And the lap cars that are overtaking are just entering the tunnel. This is just how mucked up the safety car is. And I mean, virtual safety car doesn't benefit the player, so... but all of the AI should be theoretically treated as equals under virtual safety car conditions, so... that I'm hoping should just be the better option. And the lapped 3 are now going through Raskas. Senna, who pitted, I think, on the first lap, has all of the damaged reverse. Well, reversed almost, because they still haven't caught up to the safety car. Not even as Sebastian Vettel, and they're sort of in the same sector, or almost in the same sector. Safety car is now ending, going round Raskas. There's the safety car. Is that an Aston or something? And the race re-begins with Fernando Alonso and Michael Schumacher appearing to have held their ground. Crashes will most likely occur in the second sector, as that contains both the Monaco hairpin and the New chicane. The third sector is Swimming Pool and Raskas. And I mean, it's mainly the first sector that's not entirely interesting, or dangerous, if that. And it appears all of the drivers, regardless of tyres, have managed to hold their position. But, the crashes have made it somewhat entertaining. It also makes for a good thumbnail, I guess. Mercedes Petronas definitely not having the best of times around here. But now it is technically a Reinhardt at the front of the field and a Reinhardt at the back of the field, with Frost, who's unfortunately out. Frost won the previous race, and Fernando Alonso got tons of points. I think it was 10 points in that previous race, which is just absolutely incredible for Reinhardt, and it has given them tons of points, and I think it's also given them tons of positions as well. And I think that's Oliver Behrman trying to make a move there, but Behrman goes straight into the wall, and that is Goldie Iris that is out right there. Oh, and it's these 3 cars that are miles behind. The virtual safety car has been enabled. Yeah, Goldie Iris, who was a surprise 3rd place finish in the previous race, had 1st place for a moment, or at least tried to take it from Max Verstappen due to time penalties, but Angel Frost, with double the time limit, or the time penalty even, still managed to take 1st place, and either way, Iris was still on the podium at the end of it, which is an incredible just play and performance and all that stuff. Sebastian Vettel definitely struggling, but benefiting off of all of the DNFs, I guess. Obviously, I need to make the case for Sebastian Vettel as well. I also need to keep an eye on what's going on, just in case there's a big crash that I need to commentate on. Safety car has certainly not helped everyone, because look at that gap, 30 seconds. I mean, if Lewis Ham was able to pit, it would still be in front of them. But actually, that might be slightly incorrect because of this being Monaco. No, wrong one. Sebastian Vettel started last. Ended in an unknown position as of now. Reached 16th for now. Whoa! Might have reached higher at some point, and that is Roxy Tundra on the inside around the sort of casino area, I think. Making it a Wifton Martin 17-18. Because of the untimely safety car affecting Wifton Martins. Wifton Martins haven't had the greatest race, though, given that their team is... their team isn't that bad, I think. I need to look at skill levels again. Willow Wolf still unable to capitalise on Nelson Pupkett's hard tyre choice. However, pitting early or pitting later, what's the difference and what's better? Because as long as you don't get into a race where you're, or like a situation where you're racing someone and you might crash, you sort of want just the better tyre position. And Roxy Tundra has just gotten ahead of Phoebe Fittipaldi. Purton Senna has the newest tyres out of the lot of them, and Fittipaldi fights back, but the Monaco hairpin gives Tundra the position there, and I think both of the Wifton Martins are in the wall. That's an integrity of 59% for Fittipaldi and 56% for Tundra. That looks like they were in the wall. Purton Senna was able to capitalise on that for one of them. Team strength for Wifton Martin is 18. It's not the lowest, it's also not the highest as well. Reinhardt and Racing Paw have the highest team skill at 10. Basically, the team skill is just the combined skill of both the races. So, what's going on with Perro Rojo? I cannot find Perro Rojo. No, not Perro Rojo. The other one. Aston Martin. Wifton Martin, even. A skill level of 9 for one of them, meaning that the other one has a skill level of 9 as well. So, like, they're not... Well, actually, they are both average drivers as well, because The average of the geometric distribution is the reciprocal of the probability, which gives an average skill of 9 somehow. And that is true as well. I think 10 races have a skill level of 10. Less have a skill level of 9, but then obviously there are some with skill levels of 8, 7, and 6. Thus balancing it all out beautifully. We are now approaching the end of the soft tyre stint. What you want is powerful tyres just to try and get ahead of anyone. That is Tuxedo Noki trying to make the move around the casino area on Michael Schumacher to the inside. And why are we back here looking at Kitty Softpaws? Schumacher dives to the inside on the beginning bit of the Monaco hairpin, and that was Tuxedo Noki in the wall, losing a position to Park Lauder in doing so. This is why, and also Nelson Pupket. This is why overtaking here is just so difficult, and also shouldn't really be done, because I mean it's a stupidly tight street circuit, and that is Nelson Pupket up onto the podium, and Michael Schumacher has spun 5-second time penalty to Nelson Pupket, and it is a massive gridlock here. 5-second time penalty as well to Gatto, with Fernando Alonso leading Nelson Pupket and Willow Wolf, who capitalised most off of that after getting around Schumacher. Schumacher, alright, yeah, and the weather is starting to become wet, so that will definitely solidify the positions. Just as long as the soft tyres don't pit immediately. Otherwise, there's nothing. Otherwise, you're pretty much done for. And just like that, everyone apart from Fernando Alonso in the top 10 or so has been completely thrown around. Oh my goodness, that's a big crash there. Lewis Ham is out. I can't remember what perspective we were watching from. Or the opposite is to a Mercedes Petronas is a Rennhout. That certainly wasn't a Rennhout. The virtual safety car has been enabled. What a turnout for some of the drivers here. Oh my goodness, and upside down goes Nigel Barksall as well. I can't remember who was in that collision. And for some reason a car gets flipped over and no safety car is brought out. Oh my goodness, he's being pushed along as well by... Is that Roxy Tundra? I think... Roxy Tundra's got no front wing as well. That is a compulsory pit stop there. But look at the gap between Fernando Alonso and Nelson Pupket. I mean, obviously it's going to start shrinking now because Fernando Alonso is in the second sector. Or like at least some elements of the second sector. The lead Woofton Martin, I think Roxy Tundra, is in the pits for the second time this race. But not poorly timed, I guess, if the safety car was actually useful. Just to replace tyres, and oh my goodness, that was dreadful from Jake Villeneuve there. Just to replace tyres and obviously replace the front wing as well. Tons of damage just throughout the entire field. If there's any circuits I would like added back in, that would be... I can't remember what it was called. Was it called Portimao in Portugal? What else? Sochi, that was quite a good track. What else? Oh yeah, Sepang, I've said that on multiple occasions. Hockenheim, Nürburgring, bring them back in, please. And other than that, that's really it. I mean, maybe Malergo as well. Because there's 3 Italian tracks. There's Monza, there's Malergo, and there's Imola, or Emilia Romagna. Sebastian Vettel up into P14, finally ahead of Barksel, but Barksel is out, so there's not much can be said about that. P14 for Sebastian Vettel. Max Verstappen as well, who was in the points. I don't think Verstappen's pitted for newer tyres, but Max Verstappen was in the points, is now out of the points. Unfortunate for McLaren. No, Pedro Rojo, my bad. Don't know how I got them too confused. But Sebastian Vettel has quite a gap to close down between himself and Max Verstappen. I don't think Max Verstappen is on newer tyres because there's no immediate speed indication. Fernando Alonso taking the soft tyres onto lap 26, and maybe even lap 27 as well, depending on whether or not he's going to pit. He might actually sacrifice the Golden Grand Slam here for track position, but hard tyres even might be the way to go, because Pupket's gained a couple of positions due to some crashes here and there. What's Pupket's car integrity? 82%, so it's not that bad. The hard tyres have been known to go to the end on multiple occasions, thanks to Whisper Wolf, and they can most certainly be brought to the end of the race here. Max Verstappen made the overtake on Alain Prost. Max Verstappen might have pitted for newer tyres, which is a stark contrast to what we had in the previous race, where Verstappen pitted very, very late and has now gotten past Oliver Behrman in the Monaco hairpin area. Why are we looking at trees? And is now trying to overtake Kitty Softpaws for points, taking away the one final point that Mercedes Petronas shall acquire this race. Oh my goodness, Nelson Pupket has really caught up to Fernando Alonso. See, Racing Paws leading the championship currently, and their biggest rival was Koenigsegg, and then it went to Pedro Rojo, and then it went back to Koenigsegg, and it's just going backwards and forwards between the two of them now. And Max Verstappen goes up into P10. Those are certainly new tyres. Macho Gato might be overtaken soon, but also Nelson Pupket might be, Fernando Alonso even might be overtaken soon as well for the lead. Anyway, who do we have out? We have Nigel Barksel, Lewis Ham, Goldie Iris, Whisper Wolf, and Angel Frost. No entire team knockout just yet, and that is Nelson Pupket, who almost made the move into Swimming Pool. We want to keep an eye on this battle up front. Almost made the move into Raskas. Yellow flag in the second sector. That is Max Verstappen, who is the wrong way. No indication of a yellow flag whatsoever. Really should have kept an eye on that, to be honest, but no, that's because Nelson Pupket wasn't able to make the move. He might be trying to around the casino area, but them hard tyres might be more powerful into the second sector, and he appears to be certainly ahead of Fernando Alonso, taking the Golden Grand Slam from Fernando Alonso himself, and might actually get a race win, a very unexpected race win for Wolf Williams, who are currently sitting on 8 points. Not even the amount of points to equate to a podium as of yet. But this is an incredibly good outcome for them. Nelson Pupket has been the leading Wolf Williams. Nigel Barksel, big surprise, got points in P9 in Baku. Max Verstappen, having lost a couple positions there, is now wanting to take them back and gets past Alain Prost in Swimming Pool. Please do try and correct me if I get the names of the corners wrong. Sally Snowball is the first or one of the first noticeable racers to go into the pits for more soft tyres. No way. No, medium tyres. Okay. And it's Max Verstappen against Kitty Softpaws this time. Verstappen crashed out, I believe, to Macho Gatto, because Verstappen was ahead of Softpaws. And in they go to the exit of the hairpin. And apparently it was completely fine because we're not seeing coverage of it. Roxy Tundra manages to make the move as well. In one of the pre-testing races for B-roll and all that stuff, loads and loads of racers kept crashing into the barriers on the sort of entrance to the second sector, trying to make the overtake around the outside, I believe. I don't think it has been fixed because this is the older version with tons and tons of crashes in. Oh my goodness, and that is a virtual safety car for Phoebe Fittipaldi, who is out. Fittipaldi is now out of the race. Tons of race. Well, Gatto and Softpaws are now in the pits. No indication of British weather as of now. They both trading tyres. I think they are, yeah. They literally just traded tyres there. Or traded tyre variant, I should say. And that puts them right at the very back of the field. With Softpaws behind Sebastian Vettel, who is not at the greatest time, but has pitted as well. Willow Wolf is fighting for a better spot in the podium and appears to have succeeded around Rascasse and is now ahead of Fernando Alonso, who should have DRS. But then that is a yellow flag in the second sector once again with Michael Schumacher. Fernando Alonso finally goes into the pits, is pitting early. The best way to go about it, because when we started the race, I thought we were never going to get overtakes because it took a while. But now many races have crashed out. It's sort of given other racers some opportunities. The biggest sources of crashes are the Monaco hairpin and obviously the New Vault chicane. No surprises there. No crashes in Rascasse or swimming pool as of yet. I don't think we've had a crash in swimming pool yet. We might have done, but probably not. I think swimming pool was where Willow rode the barriers around one of the racing paws. And Tuxedo Noki makes a return to the podium currently. Macho Gatto gets a nice move done around Purton Senna in the second sector. Where's the water bottle? There it is. Fernando Alonso coming out in only P5. Very far behind Bark Lauder, but does have the newest set of tyres out of the top 5. Max Verstappen has regained several positions and is up into P7 currently. There are quite a few gaps between the top few, and I can't really gauge who the race leader is. It's Nelson Pupke on the map because this track is just so close to each other. You can, because what happens is there's a bunch of multicolored arrows that tell you who or where the cars are and how close they are to you. And you can in this track, and as well tracks with a bridge, like so what's the track with the bridge? It's in Japan. It's not. Is it Suzuka? I think it's Suzuka. And actually in Baku as well. If you get close enough to the wall or close enough to the apex of the first corner, you can actually clip or get the arrows to sort of clip through the wall to tell you that there are cars next to you, but they're not really next to you. They're at the other side of the wall, just because of the way that the track is laid out. But either way, you need to be racing to notice that. And Sally Snowball fighting for points now on 150. Is what we got on the screen. And slides out on the entrance into the second sector, losing tons of positions down to P14. That was very close to the barrier there for Macho Gatto. And I think Sebastian Vettel fell into the barrier as well. Sebastian Vettel has managed to get up to P11, which is quite impressive. But once again, no surprises there that there's been tons of crashes in the second sector. Michael Schumacher, who was fighting Fernando Alonso for the lead, is now in P16 somehow. I've got no idea how that happened. Hang on, for Sebastian Vettel. Oh, right, okay. Sebastian Vettel might actually start fighting for points once he gets past Alain Prost, and he does so. Sebastian Vettel is in the points. No sign of the overtake because I don't know what we were too busy watching there. Sebastian Vettel sets the fastest first sector of 16 seconds, or 16.1 seconds, and racing against Fernando Alonso. That looked like a Mercedes Portrainus for a second then, but it was a Renhout. Racing against Fernando Alonso, Bark Lauder has crashed into the wall on the exit of the New Vault chicane. Hang on, it's not letting me... Alright, has lost a front wing, can still continue going, but will probably pit as a result. That has just almost ruined Bark Lauder's race, and Lauder has definitely struggled. That looked a little bit wide for Alain Prost, who maintains the position, and Lauder pits for soft tyres. I would not have seen that one coming. Lauder is on softs. Sebastian Vettel is up to 9th from last place and has a 4 seconds gap to close down to Jake Villeneuve, who is yet to get a penalty this race. Make it the first race he has not gotten a penalty. Kitty Softpaws, who I think was fighting against Matra Gatto after pitting and swapping tyres, still has not been able to get ahead of him, which is a surprise given the tyre type. Roxy Tundra, who was alongside Phoebe Fittipaldi at like P18 and 17 quite a while back, is now up into P6, which is an incredible performance. And there goes Sally Snowball around in the inside of the New Vault chicane, up into P12 once again after having quite a nasty crash earlier. Snowball is now under attack from Bark Lauder. And why are we looking at Tuxedo Noki? Tuxedo Noki is in the middle of nowhere with no cars either side, and the DRS is activated on this virtually pointless straight. I think in the Hungaroring I managed to get a near triple overtake on the main straight there. That's just how powerful it is. And Bark Lauder is almost round. Why are we here? Where's Lauder? Almost gets past, but then has the inside line onto the hairpin and crashes into the barriers. I think might have lost some front wing in doing so. Nope, hasn't lost the front wing. Where is Snowball? Snowball is behind Prost and Shoesnacker now. Shoesnacker was like near last place as well, so that's a surprise right there. But it looks like Bark Lauder has only just gotten out of that. And Fernando Alonso is up into P2 after overtaking Willow. We didn't see that overtake because I think we were looking at a crash. Here's Jake Villeneuve. Must try to avoid getting a time penalty for this would be the 8th race in a row. On the inside of Roxy Tundra now has the outside line, and we're looking at Behrman when I knew we should have been looking at Tundra. Tundra is out. Roxy Tundra and Phoebe Fittipaldi, the two Woofton Martins, are now out of the race. Need to also keep an eye on that car. I think the car's gone now. Because it doesn't take ages to get rid of the cars, they just disappear. No other safety car. Is safety car enabled? Yeah, it is enabled. I thought I just disabled it without remembering that I disabled it. Sebastian Vettel up to P8 right now. Nearly P7 because he's very close to Oliver Behrman. And there goes Bark Louder into the points. Tuxedo Nocky is pitted for soft tyres even, for some reason. I don't think we're going to see an all medium or hard grid. Especially with a fair few drivers are out. Seven drivers have bitten dust. I think to prevent error by one, find the delta, which is 6, and then +1. I think. I hope. Just like with the lap counter as well, find the delta +1. And Sebastian Vettel up to P6 after getting past. Who's that? That is Oliver Bearman. And it is Jake Villeneuve who is yet to score more points after getting a lovely second place finish on the very first race. But Villeneuve is hopefully sitting comfortably in P6, even though his teammate Oliver Bearman just got overtaken by Macho Gatto. These fences are so damn annoying. Fernando Alonso in the hunt for Nelson Piquet, and Fernando Alonso still holds the lap record, I think, was 1 minute dead 0.8 or 1 minute 0.1. I can't remember exactly. After crossing the finish line, the delta was seen at 7 seconds, or 7.3 seconds. So, who knows what's going to happen there. Max Verstappen probably in the hunt for Willow Wolf, who's yet to pit off of their medium tyres. The medium tyres have gone a really long way. I think now you're in the window to pit for softs, only just. Or at least comfortably in the window to pit for softs. Spark Louder sets the fastest first sector, taking it under 16 seconds. And then Tuxedo Nocky in the new Vauxhall chicane is now up into the points. And after the Bark Louder. Anyway, Wolfden Martin is completely out of the race as of now. A Koenigsegg is out, a Renhout is out, a Barclaren is out, a Wolf Williams is out, and a Mercedes Petronas is out. Hopefully it's not going to be another Koenigsegg out, as Max Verstappen goes really close at the inside of Willow Wolf to take P3 on the podium around the second sector. And look at that, 2.5 second gap through Swimming Pool and Raskas. Alonso is catching up to Piquet. And that is Willow Wolf, who might be under pressure from Jake Villeneuve. Willow Wolf should look into pitting at some point. And Jake Villeneuve goes almost up into 4th position as Willow tries to fight back, but Willow has lost P4. But no, Willow is certainly trying to fight back right now. Through the inside of the first corner. Sort of riding track limits there. I don't know if that will count as track limits. Either way, I wouldn't sit there if I were you, because the car might just snap out of its direction and completely spin round and throw you into a wall. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Jake Villeneuve had a race almost given to him in Baku, but unfortunately lost it to safety cars and stuff like that? Most likely. And Fernando Alonso has now whittled that gap down to 2.4 seconds. Still not within DRS range. Sebastian Vettel has gotten past Willow Wolf and is up into P5. I don't know if that's just the differential setup or a strategy. And there goes Kitty Softpaws. Macho Gatto is making the overtake on Willow Wolf right now. Willow must pit for better tyres to get just a better spot overall. I'm trying to think if there's any other drivers who haven't pitted, who were at the front of the field at the very beginning but had medium tyres. Half a second splits Pupket and Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso will try to regain the lead, which he had from pole position. This might, assuming Alonso wins, this will be a bronze Grand Slam for him. But as of right now, it looks like a silver because of the fastest lap. Kitty Softpaws is even trying to overtake Willow. The Klonigzogs must pit. What is going on with the Klonigzogs and tyres? They're just not. They're not doing smart choices. And as a result of coming out of swimming pool, Willow was in attack range from Lauda and fell back just enough. And Willow is still not pitting. And team rival and also championship rival Tuxedo Noki just flies past there. Sally Snowball trying to overtake Bearman, who and goes straight into the wall. That's the second time that's happened. And how has Sally Snowball gotten away with that? Sally Snowball has got severe damage and has no ERS right now. Purton Senna pits. And there goes Tuxedo Noki trying to get round Kitty Softpaws, almost, well, like in the exact same spot that Snowball completely slid out. I do not think Snowball is pitting, so Snowball will continue the race without ERS, and I completely missed it. Fernando Alonso is now into the lead of the race. And the two of them have a fairly substantial gap to Jake Villeneuve. And Willow is currently outside the points from not pitting. But we could have a repeat of, I think Whisper pitted quite late into one of the races and managed to get, I think, a podium or near a podium. Willow is finally in the pits. What tyre is Willow going to go for? I would go for softs in this position, especially after taking medium tyres that far. Willow does go for softs. And Sally Snowball almost had the move on Oliver Bearman again, because Sally Snowball keeps, unfortunately, crashing on the entrance into the second sector. And Willow has come out behind Snowball. We certainly have a lot of fighting to do to get back up onto the podium. And Sebastian Vettel looking to fight teammate Max Verstappen. These pair of Rojos certainly won't be able to share a podium with how far Nelson Pupket is ahead. Assuming Pupket doesn't pit and doesn't drop back too far. And Snowball is finding it very difficult to make an overtake around Raskas. And now down the start-finish straight with DRS, no ERS of course, and up the inside line. So Sebastian Vettel has got a 5-second time penalty for... No, Max Verstappen even has got a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. I think that was between teammates, maybe. I mean, the best thing Willow Wolf could do now is try and get a fastest lap. Anyway, I think that was between teammates. Sebastian Vettel, who started last, has now reached P4, and there's still quite a lot of race left, so who knows what will happen. I think that is Nelson Pupket ahead of both Prost and Senna. They have been overlapped. Oh, that looks very squirrely for Bart Lauder. And Willow Wolf appears to have caught up to Oliver Bearman, but still has an awful lot of time to make up just to get into points because of pitting way too late. But hopefully everyone else's tyres will be very inferior and weak by this point, especially with how powerful Willow fell back. So we'll just need to wait and see at this point. And Willow, on the inside of the New Vault chicane, gets cleanly past Oliver Bearman with speed. Tons and tons of speed right there. And then going into swimming pool. Safety car has been deployed. Who's out? Who's crashed? Person Senna has crashed. Person Senna has crashed somewhere. Sally Snowball is going into the pits for the second time. Fernando Alonso will definitely be under pressure right now. I mean, odd strategy would be to pit instantly. The safety car is coming out right now. Why is the safety car coming out now? I think as soon as the lead car goes into or is in the third sector, the safety car comes out. Fernando Alonso does not want to pit. Snowball and Bearman, who both pitted, are behind the safety car. Willow Wolf is safely ahead, so can now begin fighting for points against Shoe Snacker, Soft Paws, Noki. I think that's just pure luck there. Just as long as Willow Wolf closes the gap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off safety car after this. Nelson Pupket has pitted for soft tyres and stays ahead of both the Perro Rojos. So, yes, Pupket wants that lead back and might actually get a race win for a team that has just been consistently out the points. Willow Wolf might get an overtake on Shoe Snacker or Soft Paws, but nope, only takes Soft Paws even into points. Either way, these new drivers with new tyres will certainly be fighting for better positions. So many drivers are out of the race right now. Actually, I'm going to take this opportunity for one moment. Lap cars are still not able to overtake, which is irritating, especially for Snowball, Bearman, Prost. It's just really them three at this point. Alright. All of the cars are now together. Lapped cars can overtake, meaning that the back three probably won't get that far, to be honest. But now Fernando Alonso's completely dominant race lead is under pressure. Fernando Alonso, Jake Villeneuve, both of them have a skill level of 10. Max Verstappen in P5 also has a skill level of 10. Tuxedo Noki does as well. As does Willow Wolf in P10. But will that be enough? Alright, safety car is ending. And Fernando Alonso crosses the finish line once again. And actually almost no surprises there. Holds on to the lead. Because that start-finish straight is not that long whatsoever. I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to put a DRS straight there. I guess for some possible overtakes, but I think we've only seen one overtake carried out in that start-finish straight this entire race. And that is a bit of a big crash in the second sector, with no noticeable position changes, I don't think, apart from maybe Shoe Snacker. And there goes Willow Wolf up into P9. I don't know if Noki pitted anytime soon, so this will be quite worrying for Racing Paws. It's now Jake Villeneuve under pressure as Nelson Pupkett retakes second place. Jake Villeneuve might have lost a podium here, but you can always hope for points. And Nelson Pupkett tries to go for the lead with the inside line into this corner. And the inside line all the way round here. The front two do not appear to be close to contact, and that was so close around the exit of the hairpin. Nelson Pupkett for Wolf Williams is in the lead and might actually take home the race win here. Jake Villeneuve and Fernando Alonso worry about dropping as far down as the grid as Willow Wolf did for not pitting. So those camera angles are never really good. I think there was one somewhat decent one in Baku, but they're never really good. And this are on the straight, but when they're positioned on the corners, they're rubbish. I mean, I really wish we could have a static camera view on the Monaco hairpin, like there is in real life. And it is now Willow Wolf fighting for P8 against Tuxedo Noki, and succeeds on doing so with DRS all the way down that start-finish straight. I think Tuxedo Noki has the ERS, and why retakes that position, and Willow Wolf didn't really want to fight it there, but might start fighting it here with Tuxedo Noki on the inside, and Willow Wolf crashes into the barrier, as does Tuxedo Noki. Willow Wolf has not lost anything, I don't think, not even ERS, but Tuxedo Noki has lost ERS. That might be beneficial for the Klonigzogs. Nelson Pupkett extending the lead. This will be an incredible race finish, especially if you can bag fastest lap, which I doubt, but it's certainly not in the realm of impossibility. Max Verstappen and Macho Gatto with 5-second time penalties, as well as Nelson Piquet, but I don't think that matters now. They have 5-second time penalties, which will completely obliterate Max Verstappen and Macho Gatto's positions, throwing them behind Kitty's soft paws by the looks of things. So that might be subject to change. Willow Wolf trying again with the inside line and looks to be miles ahead this time on the Monaco hairpin. Gets ahead of... Oh my goodness, and that is Kitty Softpaws riding the edge of the barrier there. They tend to do that. But Kitty Softpaws losing her grip on points for Mercedes Petronas. Lewis Ham can't really do anything now because he's out due to some unknown circumstances. I don't really know what to put as a thumbnail now. There's so many amazing crash incidents or incidences or whatever. Sebastian Vettel currently the lead pair rojo. And Willow Wolf comes face to face with Bark Lauder. This race is coming to a close very quickly. There's 21 laps left. The soft tyres will definitely make it that far. That much is true, but I'm not 100% sure about Willow's tyres, especially because of the safety car. But Willow does appear to be ahead of Bark Lauder and now just has Max Verstappen and on the inside line of the exit of the Monaco hairpin area and into the tunnel. Willow Wolf is now up into P6. That is just incredible tyre performance and tyre strength differences in Monaco. It's unreal. You don't get this in real life whatsoever. And that's sort of what we want anyway. Tuxedo Noki losing her grasp on points. Might have had some collisions somewhere. Either way, Jake Villeneuve yet to get a warning or time penalty for a collision. That's that's the first time this season that's happened. And Macho Gatto, we missed this, but Macho Gatto has gotten past Villeneuve, or at least the two are fighting, and Gatto makes Villeneuve run very wide, and both of them appeared to have crashed into the walls, but Macho Gatto is able to hold it off. Gatto has lost ERS, but that could mean Villeneuve could attack. So that being said, Sebastian Vettel goes around, well, the inside, I guess, in the new Volt chicane up into P4 once again. Still unable to grasp the podium, but with Fernando Alonso's tyres completely dying in the face of Nelson Piquet and Macho Gatto, with that gap now sitting at 13 seconds. Nelson Piquet, I'm fairly confident, has a skill level of 9 because Barksall has a skill level of 6 and the team skill level is 15, so I think. And Macho Gatto tries the move around the Monaco hairpin, but was not able to properly make it. And that is Willow Wolf, I think, in the barriers. I'm not 100% sure there, but the camera went over to Willow Wolf, and there was a yellow flag in the second sector. Willow Wolf up into P6 now, held a podium position. I don't think held the race lead at one point. That's been between Piquet and Alonso, really. But Willow Wolf will be after P5 from Jake Villeneuve. Unfortunately, Jake Villeneuve's race is coming towards an unfortunate collapse at the very end. But Willow will need to make this move right now while the soft tyres are in the zone, and does so in the first corner. I really don't like it when I breathe in like lots of, I don't really know how to describe it, sort of tickly-ish air or sort of dryish air. It makes my throat hurt, so drink water. I keep seeing on Instagram drink water posts, and it's literally just pictures of ducks saying drink water. I like ducks. I would have a pet duck if I could. Fernando Alonso only just able to hold off Matrogato through the second sector, and now through the third sector. Matrogato might be able to make the move on the start-finish straight, but I think they might be too far apart. The racing paws come together, and Tuxedo Noki spins round in swimming pool, completely obliterating the chance of points. Willow Wolf is now right behind Sebastian Vettel with an improved start differential. Will Willow Wolf be able to get past an absolutely incredible performer this race? But, you know, we've noticed what's happening with the start differentials, so a nerf might be on their way, but I'm not 100% sure. I will need to do a couple statistics on it. Might be able to bring in some further maths statistics into it. Tuxedo Noki, I do not believe, had ERS beforehand. This is more than just a battle of speed and skill, it's also a battle of car integrity. You do not want to fall below, I forgot what the amount was, but you do not want to have critical main chassis damage, such that the chassis is in the red or the black as well. If the chassis is in the black, there's a high chance that you just get thrown out the race on like the car burn and all that stuff, as we've seen a couple times here and there. I think with Fittipaldi showed it the most. The car will just burn. But if it's in the red, you've completely lost ERS, and you need to pit to repair the car, and then you have to regain ERS. You don't get it. You don't get it back instantly. But you've like completely lost ERS. You can't regenerate any, and you can't use any and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. But honestly, I think it is quite cool, all things considered. And Kitty Softpaws gets past Sebastian Vettel. Willow Wolf has also done so as well, and might start chasing Fernando Alonso for the podium. Maybe even Macho Gatto. Who knows what's going to happen there? But Gatto is trying to hunt down Pupket. If Pupket were to pit right now, he'll wind up around Softpaws, which is incredible. I think that's where Fernando Alonso was, but the pack sort of seemed all close together back then. Shoe Snacker, unfortunately, cannot say the same after fighting for first place and is now currently dead last. And I have said this in the past, I will say this again. So, like, if every single driver behind Snowball DNFs, then currently Snowball, Verstappen, and Behrman, who have DNF'd but are in the points, will still get points. So, despite them DNFing, they will not be given points. They will get points. Just because we haven't reached a situation like that yet, but I know we will in Montreal. And Willow Wolf is closing down to Fernando Alonso, but also has Kitty Softpaws right behind. So this is where it will start to get difficult. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Hang on, we've had the second safety car, so I'm going to turn that on. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Tuxedo Noki is out. No idea how that happened. Macho Gatto goes into the pits. That is honestly quite a smart decision. No one else follows. But where will Matrogato come out? I can see Matrogato on the other side of the fence there. Sebastian Vettel also goes into the pits. Jake Villeneuve is in the pits as well. Very smart decision. I think Villeneuve's going to get overtaken by Behrman here. Yep. Matrogato comes out P6. Villeneuve is still not out of the pits just yet. No, actually, Villeneuve will be currently last. And the virtual safety car is immediately over. If Nelson Pupket were to pit, he will not lose a position. Willow Wolf is currently leading the main pack, I guess, in P2, with Nelson Pupket miles ahead in P3, and Fernando Alonso not pitting, loses a position to Kitty Softpaws. It's now a battle between Willow and Softpaws. Softpaws has an integrity of, what is that, 60% or 80? That looks like a 60. And Willow's is at 71, I think. Either way, if it is at 60 or it's 80, we'll definitely know about it. And the weather is looking brilliant. What the you can see on the mini-map. You can see on the mini-map. That is Bark Louder spinning out of bounds. How in the... What the hell? I am so glad we caught that on camera. No one would believe it if I said it, because I've been in races before where I've seen cars sort of go out of bounds, because like that little circle thing, it's actually a disc in 2D space, because there's no point making it a proper sphere and all of that stuff. But you could see it rotating when Bark Louder was completely thrown out of bounds, and there goes both of the Barclarens. Nelson Pupket looking to make an overlap. No, has overlapped Michael Schumacher. Alright, and as they go around the Monaco hairpin, second place, Willow Wolf is around Rascash, and only just goes across the start-finish line with a gap of 23 seconds. Oh my god. What a race. And we've actually seen a pit from someone on hard tyres as well. Definitely wet weather shall completely solidify a majority of the positions on the podium right now. I'm pretty sure Pupket has just won this unless an untimely collision occurs. So, yeah, that's entirely possible, because Schumacher sort of wants to unlap himself here. Jake Villeneuve sets the fastest first sector. He's just chilling. 87% tyre integrity and 100% car integrity. Schumacher is fighting, and this seems... Nope, they're out of the sort of, I want to say dead spot, I guess, because they both, like, two drivers go around the Monaco hairpin at the same time. They are almost bound to collide with each other on exit, and that is what we've seen multiple times already. Softpaws looking dangerously close to Willow right now, but no positions have been made just yet. I think the clear tyre difference, what's the integrity right now? She was on 70. Wait a minute, the tyre integrity is now 80? What? No, it's 60. And it's 79? What? I think I was reading... Yeah, I was reading car integrity, my bad. So Willow's tyres are now worse than Softpaws, but with only 9 laps to go, is pitting worth it? But it is also not pitting worth it as well. But did Willow pit too early? It is sort of difficult to say. Schumacher, again, fighting with Nelson Pupket. Why does it matter as long as they don't crash? Because Willow's, Pupket's main competitor, is 23.1 seconds behind. And Pupket manages to re-overlap Michael Schumacher. And Shoesnacker fighting once again to not be overlapped. I think some cars have been overlapped before. And Macho Gato, by the looks of things, has joined the battle for second. Yes, it would appear so. And also our championship leader is out. I completely forgot to make that distinction earlier when Tuxedo Noki had some collision and just completely crashed. No wet weather currently. And Soft Paws, Willow and Gato all go wheel to wheel. But with Soft Paws in the lead on the exit of the Monaco hairpin. I think Willow might also lose this position as well. However, the gap between Snowball is somewhat optimistic here. Fernando Alonso still holds fastest lap. And why aren't we looking at this? Willow Wolf is so, oh my goodness, so close to colliding with a barrier. And that is Oliver Bearman in real life shouting at the postman. Or like the Oliver Bearman cameo in real life shouting at the postman. Oi! Oh well. Soft Paws can now begin to close down the gap to Pupket, and how far will the damage be for Willow, assuming that the tyres just completely ruin the race? I guess P8 will be the worst spot, but oh, that's a yellow flag in the second sector. Virtual safety car. Kitty Soft Paws is out. Both of the Mercedes Portronases are out of the race, and that is a surprise right there. Nelson Pupket still has a 5-second time penalty, as does Macho Gato. Gato needs to escape Willow by 5 seconds, and that is easily feasible when Willow is on some pretty old tyres. Gato's tyre integrity is 90, Willow's is 53, I think. Assuming I am reading the right number this time, unlike last time. And they re-begin racing. Sebastian Vettel is... Oh, Willow goes into the pits! Willow goes into the pits with 6 laps remaining, I think. That is a bold move. Willow will come out, I believe, in around Fernando Alonso. Who else is in the pits? Sally Snowball is in the pits as well. Well, either way, all eyes are on Willow. Alain Prost only just sort of able to get back into the points, I guess, because Shoesnacker's going to be the only still racing driver without points, fighting pointlessly against Nelson Pupket. Willow's in the pits for medium tyres. Why can't they just pit softs for softs? I don't know. Because you can pit like as many times as you want. You don't have a limited number of tyres going into each race, unlike real life. Either way, the remaining Koenigsegg will have a lot of work. Oh, and that looked like slight contact with the barrier there. Shoesnacker might have accidentally clipped the barrier, but I don't think that there was any car integrity lost there. Shoesnacker is white flag. Is it white? No, it's blue flagged. My bad, I was going through every single possible colour of flag before the white one. Shoesnacker keeps on getting blue flagged to let Prost go by, but will obviously continue trying to fight for a better position. Is just unable to have a higher pace than Pupket. Willow Wolf obviously got past Fernando Alonso up into P7, as we did see. And because Pupket's so far ahead, I'm not getting a good reading on all of the gaps between each of the races. Either way, that is pretty substantial between Willow and Verstappen. That is not a bad shot, I guess, but it showed up too early, I think. Jake Villeneuve still incredibly powerful, and that is Nelson Pupket in the barriers. Nelson Pupket colliding with the barriers there for a moment, is still ahead of Shoesnacker. but my pit, I don't know, has not lost ERS, so there is that. Sebastian Vettel has seen the highest position of 3rd, which I'll need to note down. And that is Max Verstappen fighting Oliver Bearman. I thought that was Villeneuve for a second then. And Willow Wolf will be closing in, or closing down the gap. I'll tell you who else is closing down the gap. Gatto is really catching up to Pupket at this point, who is appearing to overtake Shoesnacker. Fernando Alonso and Michael Shoesnacker are in 10th and 11th respectively. They were fighting for first ages ago, which is just bizarre how that's turned out. And Willow Wolf is almost within striking range of Oliver Bearman. Whoops, that's the wrong camera. With 3 laps to go, only a P6 I think is the best that the Koenigseggs can hope for, and a P6 is what they get right now. Maybe they'll be able to catch up to Verstappen, but I highly doubt that, because Verstappen seems to be incredibly fast. But either way, that is nice damage limitation for the Koenigseggs. They've done a better job than Racing Paw have done in the past 2 races. Actually, maybe even past 3 races, because Racing Paw weren't on the podium, I don't think, during Hungaroring. And that gap... Wait a minute. What's happening? Wait, has Pupket gone in the pits? Pupket has just pitted on the penultimate lap, giving a gap of 1.2 seconds to Macho Gatto. Might be able to regain the lead here. This will be an incredible battle, quite possibly on the last lap as well, which will be absolutely insane. And actually, both of them have 5-second time penalties. I think Sebastian Vettel might have just won the race, and also Willow Wolf will have gotten the position Max Verstappen is in currently because of the time penalties. Like, literally half the pack remain after an incredibly crash-filled race in Monaco. But we have had tons of overtakes as well, which I think is what's most important. And also, the question is, will Fernando Alonso be able to hold on to that first place currently? Not first place, fastest lap. And that will give Fernando Alonso the bronze Grand Slam, despite not getting the race win and despite being in quite a terrible position right now. As we are in the final lap, Macho Gatto sets the fastest first sector, and is really, really close to Nelson Pupket right now, who I think is just a little bit too far out, unless Nelson Pupket has no ERS. Oh, that's unfortunate there, and is not in the correct tyre temperature. I think Nelson Pupket has lost this battle to Gatto. Villeneuve could theoretically be on the podium here. Sebastian Vettel goes fastest in the second sector. They're all doing really good sectors here. And that's not the right one. Macho Gatto crosses the finish line first, but from last all the way to first, it is Sebastian Vettel who resets fastest lap, and virtual safety car once again. Oliver Bearman crashes out on the final lap, riding the walls. That would have been a double points for Tailwind Racing, who has not been doing so well. And like, literally, the remaining drivers are the only ones that get points. Macho Gatto follows Nelson Pupket. Sebastian Vettel will probably be in the lead there. Jake Villeneuve, Max Verstappen, Willow Wolf, who will probably be ahead of Verstappen, Sally Snowball, Fernando Alonso, who, unless Fernando Alonso can't pull out fastest lap now because of the virtual safety car. Fernando Alonso started in pole, but at least gets some points. Finishes ahead of Shoesnacker, and Alain Prost, who has had quite a bad race alongside Purton Senna, among others, gets points, but that's due to everyone else behind having DNFs. And we did get the fastest lap visible on screen there, so at least rest assured we can see if the last racer acquires fastest lap. Sebastian Vettel, from last all the way to first, wins in Monaco, followed by Macho Gatto and Nelson Piquet for Wolf Williams, getting the first ever podium. Unfortunately had irritating end to the race. Should have pitted earlier if I were Nelson Piquet and maybe extended the gap due to time penalties. Jake Villeneuve as well also gets points and finishes a race for the first time ever without getting a time penalty whatsoever, followed by Willow Wolf, Max Verstappen, Sonny Snowball, Fernando Alonso, Michael Schumacher and Alain Prost, who all acquired points and actually survived. Meanwhile, everyone else here has crashed, unfortunately. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well, so you won't miss out on any of the new videos that are going to come out. The next race is in, for some reason it wants me to reopen a oh my goodness, it's an Excel spreadsheet. Sakir, that is, oh my goodness, what's Sakir? Bahrain, that's it. And Roxy Tundra shall be the driver in last place to begin the race. Thank you so much for watching.